name is Keith William Seckel, and I exited the Navy as HT3. From boot camp, I was stationed at shore duty in Vallejo at a command called NIOTS, Naval Inshore Operating Training Center. It was a Vietnam training center for the Brown Water Navy. I was part of the company that took care of the boats. It was a training facility for Navy personnel going in country on Brown Water Navy. And I was there just as part of the crew to help keep the boats maintained and running, not part of the training crew. It was, I remember, I tell the story, I work at Disney, and I tell my guests the story that everybody puts in their dream ship or where they want to go from boot camp, and most of the guys are putting the glamorous ships in, the carriers, which I found out later on. I'm glad I didn't go to a carrier because the Hector was not a pretty ship, but boy, she was great duty. But my first duty station was I looked at my order and going, I wonder where Valley Joe is. I had no idea, I never heard of that, until I found out it's pronounced Vallejo. Being a Midwest country boy, not knowing Spanish, so my guests laugh at that are from California and understand Spanish. They laugh at that. They think it's pretty funny. But I was in Vallejo for about 14 months, I think. Loved Vallejo. It was a nice, I guess it was typical sailor town, Mare Island. And it's kind of interesting going back now and learning how much I wish I would have appreciated more of the history of Mare Island more when I was there as opposed to after the fact. Because I've taken my wife to Mare Island. We went a couple years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and we went on the island and we walked around, and I kind of tried to remember places I've been to, and I wish I would have appreciated it more, but then again, like, you know, I was just a young, dumb kid. And so, well, like I said, we put down our wish list of where we wanted to go, and of course, you know, I had put down just like everybody else, a carrier probably. Ended up going to shore duty for 14 months or 13 months, and so it was basically a 9-to-5 job. I mean, if we weren't on duty for the night or the weekend, you know, we ended up, our barracks, we lived in old World War II barracks in Vallejo, and they were pretty old. And so we ended up, because they were old, they gave us a stipend if we wanted to live off base. So myself and 3 friends, we found an apartment in Vallejo that we lived in, the 4 of us lived in, for the remainder of our time. In fact, I flew home, because they give us a month to muster out from Vallejo to go wherever our next duty command. So when I flew back, I'd gone home for a friend's wedding, and I came back, they were just about a day away from all of them leaving to transition to a new command. And so they actually picked me up at the airport, and they actually took me to Travis Air Force Base because they were still in the apartment. So that apartment was pretty, we didn't ask for our deposit back. It was pretty bad. You figure 4 guys living with no vacuum, and, you know, it probably didn't get cleaned very well. So, but yeah, it was fun to live with the 3 guys and myself.